Welcome back to another battle, everybody. Today we're playing fixed capitals on the Alcatraz map. We've got a blizzard configuration I'm not sure I've ever seen before on this board. We're playing as a green player out of the second position. I'm going to take the 1 point hold here. Kind of a no-brainer. I don't even have to take the bonus on the first turn depending on where the orange player goes, right? If they go in my bonus, I can just stack everything on capital and make my way this way. Blue right in the middle of the board, black in the back of this over here. I realize I have this 3 over here to play for this. Red may try to play in there, but I think it's pretty risky. Orange on the 7 over here logically makes more sense. But effectively, I don't have to go crazy here trying to take this bonus right away. I'll start with my 5 troops. I can have a 9 on cap that should survive. And then maybe take the bonus on turn 2. Not a bad idea. Red goes here. I really think we're going to see orange on the 7 here. And actually, orange might be wise to go on the 7 because they could potentially strike down whatever tomfoolery white and red do here. Maybe you go on the 2 instead so you're further out, further extended. Nobody is going to break you if you're able to win this whole area on the left-hand side. I really don't see how, as the orange player, yeah, all right, going on the 7 is fine as well. The 2 bears more risk with red sitting there with a 4 and blue on a 9. It makes sense, especially because I really wouldn't be surprised. White actually plays passively. So red's stuck, right? I don't know what red's goal here was with this capital. I think you maybe risk the 2. You maybe risk the 4. Going here on the 8 is borderline psychotic. With no one stacking on me now, I think I just take the bonus. I obviously wasn't expecting to lose 2 troops on that roll, but we've got double 5s over here if orange tries to pull some tomfoolery. It actually would be a 10 on 6. Maybe that was a little bit aggressive. Wow, great dice there from black. 7 on 4, loses 1. Sorry, 2. I mismathed that. Good for them. These 5s here act at least as either buffers or follow-ups, not so much to whatever orange might try to do here, but I could see orange trying the 10 on 6, knowing that I won't really be able to retake with how congested this is up here. Maybe I shouldn't have rolled that. I said I wasn't going to, and then I did, so I suppose we're taking a risk, but it is what it is. Blue will have a super strong cap in the middle. I will probably play some degree of cap defense and then off cap play just so that I can be active and potentially punish any mistakes by my opponents. I have no incentive to let black hold a bonus up here. I wonder if blue leaves this off cap. They do. I think blue's going to try to play into either my cap or a different position because of just simply how much material they had in the middle of the board. So anyway, this is Felon Friday, series on the channel where we play, hopefully he hits blue and not my 3. He hits orange. That's a choice. Series where we play Alcatraz or Supermax Prison, usually Alcatraz, one of the prison maps, and we do it pretty much every Friday. One of these Fridays I probably won't play a Felon Friday, but today we will. Orange does not aggress me, which is nice, and absolutely smokes the crap out of red's 5. It just only loses 2. Probably removes red here too as well. That is quite funny. I think it's in my best interest to remove white's externals. I don't agree. Okay. Yeah, just fully removing red. Basically punishing red for their silliness. I think I'll add 2 here, rest to capital. Because white probably plays off the 5 again. I'm going to hit up into white's 3. I'm not going to sit here. I'm going to sit in the middle because I do not trust red. I don't trust the red player. Also, in case it wasn't obvious, I'm gearing up to, black doesn't realize that their strategy here is not going to work. I will not be allowing black to hold this bonus. Although I see what their strategy is going to be, and I need to strike ahead of time. I can afford to not add to my cap on this next turn. I think what I do, I don't actually hit black right away, but I stack here on this 3 as if I'm going to. Because red's almost certainly going to play off of the 5, at least for their card, right? I could see them sacking into orange. Yeah, they add 2 up here. I knew this was going to happen, and if I got in their way, they were going to take this card regardless. Now, it's probably in my best interest to remove red and white externally. But I'm not going to worry about it yet. I don't know. Do I preemptively hit black? And then I have the 9 to swoop in after? That's probably not a bad idea. Because I think what black's going to do is they're going to finish their bonus, attack forward, and stack here. I don't think there's any reason to let black get remotely close to this bonus. I'm going to do the exact same thing. What was the roll I just did? 13 or 12 on 7? Lost 6? Black needs to stop stacking here like this. By choosing the capital in the back, I can basically put immense pressure on this player, which is exactly my goal, right? Like that's what I want to do. It does allow blue to potentially make a play here into black's back. I'm going to send... I don't trust blue at all, but I'm not going to let a player hold a +8. And with this, with what is happening over here, I'm kind of at the bidding of the board as far as how these 3 players work out. I think red thought I was going to give them a card here. I did not do that. But basically, my 9 acts as a follow-up. I actually have a trade-in. Yeah, orange isn't going to knock white out of this spot because I think he knows that it's just going to bait red into hitting him. And he wants to leave the pathing into red in case white slams him. It's white's trade. White's going to hit this, isn't he? Maybe not yet. This cat back here is nothing spectacular. Sorry, dude. I've got a bonus. I gotta pick a target. Send alliances to these 3. Blue... I'll throw another one to blue, but blue did not accept. I am not surprised that this player is hitting me again. Yeah. White's going to have this kill guard here. So we only ever really feed this elimination. And with orange accepting and white accepting, black quits. That's 4 free cards for white at some point with the cap, the kill guard here. But this is the thing, is black just wasn't defending their capital. I've got a bonus. It just makes sense to me to put pressure on them. You know, if blue trades right now and aggresses either of my capitals, they have to roll a capital. Nobody else is open with anything larger than the 8 of red in terms of hitting me. So I'll get 11 troops on the next turn. I can just start playing a little bit more passively, start defending my position. Well, I should be okay. And this actually looks like it's just going to be blue closing their pathing off into my capital. So the take a card and pass guy in the middle of the board doesn't work so well if the take a card and pass guy in the middle of the board does not work very well in fixed. You are just falling behind. So now that I've basically removed the one player who had any chance of getting a bonus in this game, my next goal with black quitting, and I feel a little bit bad for black, but they picked, realistically, in this position, the better capital. They had double 4s on each side here. The better capital is one of the 4s than the cap in the back. Because the cap in the back, you have no real means of actually defending the bonus, right? You cap on one of the 4s on these edges, they look at the entry point. You break, you open the capital. In the back here, this cap's not good, but it's better to hold a cap, right? This is fine. This does not bother me at all. All of it goes back to capital as well. At this point, I'm not really incentivized to do anything unless black hits in the pocket. Okay. I need to make sure I'm not removed from back here. Need to make sure I am not removed from back there. Because now the elimination, the black elimination for blue is not very cheap. With all of these splits, it's not very cheap for me either. Blue doesn't, even with the trade in, they'd have to hit through red, split over here. What they end up probably doing is opening themselves up to being outright eliminated by me if they were to set and take it. I don't think that happens. Very interesting. By the way, this is Risk Global Domination. If you guys are unfamiliar, it is online Risk, just like the board game, but online. Alcatraz, one of the special maps that you can play in the game. There's a bunch of them, over 100. So if you're interested, if you're here for the first time, you've made it 13 minutes into this video. Appreciate you being here, and welcome to the game. Blue taking some time. Again, blue and red both did not accept alliance. It is at this time that I am pretty incentivized. See, I can't, because white is allied with me and because I need to almost have them be keeping an eye on red's capital, I can't really... Yeah, red moves first. If red didn't go first here, white could roll this next turn. Well, he doesn't go first, but you know what I mean. If he makes it to 5, ooh. Doesn't trade. Does he hit black with the 6? He hits blue with the 6. I hope the 5 goes back here, though. Because the bot's not going to trade. I am incentivized to hit black, though. Interesting. I get it. It might work. White, does he try the 2-1? No, he's going to hit blue. Okay. That's fair. Oh, this is not a good play. This is a very bad play because now white... If I just happen to somehow remove the white player's troops here... I'm not going to do that, though. That is slightly unnecessary betrayal. I need to defend both of my capitals. slowly work on black. I will fully remove black. Like if red hits the 2 here, I will... I was going to say, if I had a trade in, I would go for black completely up here. Evidently, that is not the case. Red might go for black. Trade in, hit here, try to do the splits. I just think it might be too much. We've got the same number of troops as blue. We rolled black's cap. We've been chipping away. Does blue hit white? He should. It's in everybody's best interest. With white removing, the reason why white's play of removing me back here was bad is you're better off trusting me in the hopes that you can get 2 extra cards, because now red will trade in and you're simply stuck. The only way you get out of this alive is if the red player hits orange, orange stacks into red, and you get all of it. You know, they only traded for 6, which is unfortunate, but look at how well defended they are now. They don't hit black over here, which essentially gives me a green light. It essentially gives me a green light to continue working on black. He probably hits me here. Yeah. Leaves himself open. So now red and white. This is brilliant by orange. Red and white. I mean, worst case, red doesn't hit you and you're good. But these 2 are just going to be stacked against each other. So it likely gives me the bandwidth to work on blue. If blue has a trade, he can get this elimination. I'm actually going to sit here. The reason I'm going to sit here is I don't actually want the blue player getting the elimination. I don't know that it does anything. Probably doesn't, because they could still trade, hit through the 5 over here, and then come get the cards here. It's just more expensive for them to do that. They're going to feed it to red. They're going to do you understand math? Are they going to come stack on me? No, they are going to deliberately kill guard here. They're going to kill guard harder than I'm kill guarding. Interesting. I don't think this is a good idea. Huh. I think this is a distinctly bad play from blue. No, don't hit black. Do not hit black. Okay, good. I do. I think this is a distinctly bad play from the blue player. Orange trades. I have a full trade in here. And I'm getting 11. So I have like 22 on 28. I can hit orange out of this spot so that he doesn't have access to black anymore. I don't know. There's 2. Do I... I mean, orange isn't open to me. I do trade in off of this. Bad dice there on that red. Huge. And this is why I didn't think it was a good play for blue. Nobody's on a trade except for red as well. So as long as blue doesn't over-aggress. But by pulling all of that off, you're risking me hitting it. I just think it's silly to do that, to protect the elimination that badly. Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to aggress blue anyway. Right? And if my goal is to aggress the blue player anyway, what I am most incentivized to do is to go hit that and then reap the benefits of the elimination. Obviously, I got pretty lucky with the slow rolls there. I got it down to a 1 where I could split, and then the 5-on-3. Orange says attack red. I agree with him. Yeah, I got you, dude. I won't even finish the bonus here because it might scare blue. But they saw, and it's interesting to me because instead of, and maybe it was he didn't, yeah, he wouldn't have traded in off of the elimination because he traded on 3. What are you doing? I mean, yeah, red's not an ally. Orange wants me to attack red. I fully agree with them. I have a trade on 3. I do not have my own trade on 3. I do actually stay above territory count. I don't know that I can get all of red out of here, though. Blue does have pathing to me again, but no trade in from blue makes me actually pretty able to be as aggressive as possible here. I start with 12, which I should. Yeah, there's no, I'm not incentivized to give red extra cards. I'm not incentivized, obviously, to let white have extra cards. Or let blue try to kill guard there. Because the other issue, right, is that red was pointed at black. This is what I recognize. This is why I made the play that I made. Red was pointed at black, fortified away from this spot. I thought for sure red was going to go into that position, and I didn't want to take that risk. Could lose 4 on it again. Let's see if we can roll 2s into these pockets. I got you. It's exactly the clear orange was looking for. Orange seems like they will likely be a good ally. Obviously, I'm still weaker than them because I've been making these aggressive plays. Do not yet have a trade-in. And now if blue hopefully closes off the line into me in the back, I can prioritize the upper part of the board. But realistically, what my goal will be is hopefully take bonus and then put pressure on my opponents. Now, there is the one risk here, which is, do these guys crash out? Because if they do, orange is in a great spot. And maybe that's what he was hoping for. It's very possible that's the case. That's why we need to get rid of the blue player as quickly as possible. I think he's going to blitz this. I think what's going to end up happening is red. I think red crashes out at the end of their turn. Maybe not. Actually, incredible dice just in general on those players there. The whittling down. And I think it's only a matter of time before orange wins one or both of these capitals, which is not good. It's partially why we have to get rid of blue. White obviously does nothing. I'm obviously leaving troops on capital. If blue has a trade in, this becomes complicated because they might just come and try to roll me. Bare minimum, I think they try to break me. Do I have a regular trade and I have a truck trade in, which is not the worst. They do have a full 10 trade on 3, which is tragic because I didn't even have a regular trade on 4. Now 11 on 9 is not 100% roll. Oh. I knew he was going to do that, man. I knew Blue sees that as his only way back into this game. And it's just because I didn't have a trade in. I still think Orange might get his wish. It's a respectable play from Blue. They never accepted my alliance, which is irritating. Okay, Red plays that slow. Let's see. Because the other issue with Orange here is if they come and roll if they break me, it is what it is. If they come and roll me, they might sacrifice their own game. Absolute legend. Oh my god, an absolute legend. All right, Blue. Probably tries to open him again. Or maybe not. I think what my goal is probably 40 or 50 on each cap. Basically, my goal, actually, you know what my goal is? My goal is half of the largest stack on each cap. So if that's orange, it's orange. Half of the largest stack on each cap. Oh my goodness. What? That'll change the tides of the game. Do you take it? Because he's giving... I don't know what you do here as orange. If you take it, you just let white build up in here. I mean, that's a death wish. Death wish from red. I don't understand why red does that. Either way, it is bad for red. Orange trades for full 10. I think you have to. I think this is a mistake from the orange player. I really do. I really think it's a mistake. I think that was the first distinct misplay from orange that I have seen. Dude trade, don't want that. A bigger mistake here would be white taking this elimination. There's no incentive. Now that you have the bonus, 0 incentive. Actually, what? I said I wanted half of the largest stack, yeah. And blue can come hit me. It's just going to lose them the game faster. I'm pretty okay with that, honestly. But now white gets bigger back here. The issue is orange is never going to have this whole area. They're never going to have this entire spot back here. That's sad. I feel kind of bad for orange. I get it a little bit because he targeted red's material early on. But red picked one of the worst cap spots I've ever seen for a player. Like, you had to have known. Oh, he picks up the extra cards there. It's interesting. You had to have known that. So I'm actually interested to see what white does here. What I'm trying to say is you had to have known that orange was going to go in this bonus with, like, they had like 13 or something troops. Orange going to try to defend this? I don't agree with trying to defend the bonus, but I think if you're white, you just hit this. I don't see a world here you don't hit that. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but that is absolutely the right choice. And now I don't have to add to my capitals at all on this turn because red sacked into the player with the largest capital. And I leave my troops. By the way, I want to explain why I'm leaving my troops on this spot specifically. The reason I'm leaving my troops here is if white does end up hitting orange, I want to be there to scoop, right? I go right after white. I want to be there to get the spoils of war. And I would probably reward white with the positioning. I don't think you defend this at all. He's going to try again. I really don't know what orange is doing. If last turn wasn't an indicator, why wouldn't this one be? I don't think that stops him. With 4 extra troops, I don't think stops him. It does not. So just like that, blue is second place in troops. Just a dude trade. Passivity is apparently the solution in this game. At this point, blue hitting me is a crash out. I still have the goals of taking blue out. Blue chose the middle position, I mostly believe, of trying to upgrade a capital, and then they had an opportunity to do that after I took this. Didn't take it. It's not, I guess this isn't really an upgrade, but it's playing for the bonus up here. I don't know. I'm not sure what the goal is. If orange keeps... Oof. Buddy. Does he just slam? There's no way. But take the elim if you're white. Buddy, I hate to break it to you. Blue gets second. You know what? I can actually give... If one of these fails, I can give orange. Orange was the one player that could have done something about me. Orange was the one player that could have done something about me on this board. I will reward him because he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything to me. White was an ally in game functionality only. Orange was an actual ally of the game, in my opinion. But I cannot allow him to live. And I assume if the blue player is respectful enough, and I want to make it clear, I respect what blue tried with the 28 troops here, but I think it was short-sighted. I think it was a bit short-sighted, not expecting me to take a risk of coming across the board. And again, I lost 6 troops on a 4 of reds that would have been useful for the 2 splits that I needed to do. Good game, dude. I mean, I'm just so far ahead. I'm 40 troops ahead right now. I'm about to get a minimum of, you know, I'm not defending this, right? So I'm going to get a minimum. You think of each capital I hold 5 capitals. That's an additional 2 plus 2 times 4, 8 troops from that. Okay, they let me hold all of that. Are they not going to come up? Okay. All right. I guess we're playing like this, which is fine. It's just, to be honest, wasting my time, wasting their time too, really. But yeah, I thought they would break here. I guess that opens me up to hitting them, but you would hold at least a +4, +8 from the extra capitals, and then +6 from this bonus down here. So an additional +18 just from added stuff. I don't know. I guess Blues play until the game is over. Fair enough, man. Well, in that case, even if they manage to miraculously win this roll, the 44 is sitting here. It'll just win right after. Alrighty. I think this is it. I think I can win here. Good game. Well played. And a big old thumbs up to you. I world downed them because they did not step off cap in a completely lost game. Like, I suppose I could disconnect. I could have internet troubles. You never know. But also, all right, that was, if you're wondering why I went after black, I saw the writing on the wall for everybody else of not having bonuses unless some tomfoolery happened. And I'm like, I might as well not let this guy hold a bonus. Blue was master, little middle cap master. Sorry, I didn't take care of that player earlier. Lowest rank was actually intermediate on red, orange, and black, and then white was an expert. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. We'll be back with more Risk on Monday. As always, everybody, I've been C-Money. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a tremendous rest of your day. Peace.